Hey everyone, so today's just kind of a review of text structures or organizational patterns. Now, with text structures, it is the way the author organizes information in a text. Every text that you read that's nonfiction has an organizational pattern, okay? And understanding the structure of a text will help readers focus attention on key concepts and relationships. So how, like if it's cause and effect, how does one thing lead to another? If it's problem solution, kind of the same idea, right? What has happened and how can we try to fix it? If it's description, just everything that is related to that thing that we are describing. Helps you anticipate what's to come too. So if you were reading problem solution, you know that towards the end or somewhere in the passage, the author is going to provide ways to solve that problem. Or if it's compare and contrast, if I start talking about Frankenstein, which is the name of the doctor who created the monster, and I'm comparing Frankenstein to Dracula, you know that there's going to be similarities and differences as I'm going through. Okay? And that's how you can monitor your comprehension, because as you're going through it, you should be asking yourself, it's like, okay, well, what am I comparing something to? Or what am I describing? Or what's the effect that's coming? So on and so forth. So our first one is description. Now, description, the author describes a topic by listing characteristics, features, attributes, and examples. It's probably the most common text structure that you see. And when it comes to text structures, the other thing too is you can have overall, like say it's 3 pages, 5 pages, it can have an overall text structure, but then certain paragraphs might not follow that. A certain paragraph might be a descriptive paragraph, or a paragraph might be a problem and solution paragraph. So when it comes to description, the main purpose is to inform the reader about a specific topic. And again, it's organized by characteristics, features, and attributes. These are some of the more common signal words that you will see, but they're not all of them. There are many more, but these are some of the common ones that you will see. But really, it's hard sometimes in the middle of it to look for signal words, especially descriptive ones. So really what you just want to be doing is, as you're reading, just try to see if you can identify what's happening in the text. Now, our second one is chronological and sequential, or chronological sequence. They're the same. Chronological generally has to do with time order, though. So if it's dates, history class, something like that, 1812, 1815, 1817, 1845, you wouldn't go 1812, 1612, 1903, 1901. Like, that's not chronological order. And the thing some people really kind of just get stumped here is every single text can mention dates. It's not just about dates. It's, am I going in order? Every single text can mention first or second or a third, but am I showing you something in order? Am I showing you the life of someone, like from birth to middle age? Am I showing you their career? You know, Taylor Swift, from when she came out with her first album to today. You know, am I showing you you understand, the works of an author or something like that, or of a director of a movie. So it doesn't just mean, oh my God, I see dates, right? Yes, but they have to be going in order. Look at these things going in order. Here are probably the easiest to identify. Probably this, to me, this and compare and contrast are the two easiest as far as signal words. Now with compare and contrast, I think this is the one generally we just immediately recognize. We're like, oh, this one's easy. This is a compare and contrast. I'm saying that one thing is like something. I'm saying that one thing is different from something. And our goal is just to explore the difference, but also the relationship between the elements. So we don't want to say, like, let's compare a guitar to an NFL football team, right? We don't really want to do that, because the similarities are so, like, the differences are very obvious, but the similarities are so far apart from one another. Not to mention, there's a very difficult chance of finding something that they both have in common. So it really needs to be, you know, something similar, like animals or bands to one another, or football teams to one another, or sport teams to one another, or schools to one another. You know, it just needs to you need to make sure that you are comparing things that actually are similar in some way. So that's the thing with compare and contrast. And that's how you can see the relationship between the elements. How are they similar and how are they different? And again, I think that some of these are like likewise, or like, and like. Some of you guys saw this on the test on Thursday and Friday. Similarly, on the other hand, as well as in the same way, just as, so on and so forth. Now we get into the two trickier ones. Now, with cause and effect, this is the most common one. This is the one that I can almost guarantee will be on an SOL test just because they love to ask about cause and effect. And so the author shows how one thing leads to another. That it's not like first, second, third, fourth. It's I'm not going to do it, but I smash down on this table right now, right? And it's going to make a very loud noise. So, and then the result of that loud noise might be your ears hurt. You stop watching my videos. You're like, Mr. Black, you're too much. You're too extra. What was that? Why did you do something like that? So there's a lot of different ripple effects from what I've done. Okay, but the purpose is to create relationships between events and ideas. Effects followed by the causes. Cause first followed by the effect is what you need to see. You're not going to see the effect first and then the causes. Now there can be one cause and many effects. There can be many causes and one effect. Okay. Now here are some of our signal words: if, then, after, as a result, before, consequently, because. And as you guys know, I'm not going to read through all these. Now, problem and solution. Very similar. The author presents a problem or problems and one or more possible solutions. The purpose is to present a concerning issue and then share something that was or can be or should be done to remedy or to fix this situation. Okay? So, like, you drop a glass, the solution is you clean it up. Certain animal species are endangered. What are we doing to fix that? Okay? Problem and solution. There should be the word solve, there should be a word remedy, there should be the word something along those lines. You need to see that. And that's where the caution comes into play. So, cause and effect and problem solution text can be similar and easily confused. How to tell the difference. Cause and effect explains why or how a situation or event occurred. Problem solution proposes solutions to negative situations or events. Here's the other thing. Almost always, cause and effect, if there is a problem, like if there is problem solution, cause and effect led to that problem. But cause and effect does not solve that problem, right? Deforestation is causing red pandas or some other animal to become endangered or to become threatened, right? Cause effect. We have destroyed forests for ourselves, and because of that cause effect, we have caused their habitats to be destroyed and therefore loss of species. That's cause and effect. But that's also a problem. Now we have created a problem. We have less red pandas. We have less forests. We have less of all these things. But if the author doesn't give you a solution to that problem, it never becomes problem and solution. It can be a problem, for sure. But the author has to give you a way to solve it. So is that what the author's intent is? Does the author want to show you ways to save red pandas? Or does the author just want to show you, hey, make you aware of the fact that we have caused problems? All right. So, and then this is just fun facts of how many times today you've noticed similarities and differences between things. How do you remember to think about causes and consequences, such as the consequence of getting your phone out in class? How many problems do you solve each and every day? Some of us, how many questions do we ask every day? How many things have you had to remember so far today? Have you made any mental lists? How often do you chat about things that have happened to you? These are just examples. All right. So that's an overview, guys, a review really of text structures. Now, what I want you to then do is go into this practice. Now, this practice, hint, hint, each one of these is going to be one of the text structures. But then you have the paragraphs, and then just what is the purpose of each of these paragraphs. This should not take too long. The signal words you can look back on in my video if you need them. As always, guys, I'm sorry for being so long-winded on a review video, but we've talked and we want to give kind of an actively learn assignment that really focuses on text structures, and I just wanted to make sure that these terms were fresh in your mind before we gave that assignment. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know on this assignment or on anything involving text structures, and thank you guys for watching. Bye, everybody.